Hey y'all, so I actually want to tell you about a situation that happened at school the other day. If you don't know, I am a cosmetology student. I am halfway through my program pursuing my licensure for cosmetology. So at the end of this, I will be a licensed cosmetologist. Once I pass my state board exam, of course. Okay, so I am finishing up on a project. I was probably working on a mannequin, or I might have finished up a client. I don't remember. But a lady comes up to me and she says, "You probably don't remember me, but I was here like a couple of weeks ago and I was getting a touch up for my color." And I'm assuming she was telling me that to say that she's she frequents the school a lot for services, and also that she'd actually seen me before. So she asked me, "What products do you use on my hair?" That's what she was referencing. And I was like a little hesitant because it's hard to keep these conversations that are really like 3 hours really short. And so I'm like, okay, how do I respond? And I did what I usually do. I use a shampoo, I use a conditioner, and I use a styling gel. That's it. Now sometimes people are like, "Oh, okay, interesting, a styling gel." But she was like, "Yeah, sis, that's not gonna fly. Like, you use what styling gel?" Like, she actually asked me which product specifically, or do you use anything specifically? And that's funny because it's like, well, obviously it's something specific, right? And so I was like, yeah, those products though are recommended to me by my stylist based on, I started blanking and everything. It kind of made me nervous because I was like, yeah, I use specifics, but like, you want me to divulge my personal information? And so I was like, yeah, my stylist recommended those to me, and they're based on, I think I said, the individual things of my hair. Not essential elements, which is what they are, the individual things, because I blanked. And she was like, "Oh, okay." But it was what she said next that really like blew me. She was like, "Oh, okay, well, I was gonna see if I was gonna get that today." So, and I paused. I'm like, "Get it?" I said, "Well, they don't do this here at all. It's not a thing that's on our price and service list. Like, you can't come in and request this. Actually something that is unique to what I have learned outside of school." Okay, so when she said I wanted to see if I was gonna get that today, she was actually referencing like my hair. And not like my hair as in a wig, but like definition and like the style, right? And it made me think, like, what does this actually look like to people? I know what it is. A lot of the people who know, the spaces that I'm in and who are maybe my clients or have heard me talk about natural hair care know what this is. But what do people think when they first see it? I think that people are seeing like Insta curls, right? So they look at this hair and they assume a few things. One, that you can get this with a product, that's what you need. Primarily, there is a product that has made my hair look this way. And also that this hair, essentially in relation to that, can come out of a bottle. I can squeeze it into my hands, rub it in real good, maybe mix it with some water or some oil, depending on where you're at, and it will do this thing to your hair. And that's just not how this works. This, what you're seeing, is actually hydrated hair. Hydration cannot come out of a bottle, period. And that is for each and every of those brands that market to you, telling you that if you buy it, it will give you something. And that's just not how it works. So what you should be seeing when you look at my hair is 20 months of practice, okay? Hydration, a actual specific regimen that I had to follow, and products that were recommended to me individually based on the essential elements of my hair by my stylist. I only work with licensed professionals. That's it. You'll also see maintenance cuts. Now, I'm not as on top of them as I should be, but I did get one recently when I was traveling for work in DC, and shout out to Elise, she took care of me. And it just really, that shape is it, okay? Shape is the move. Getting a haircut, don't be afraid of it. It really gives life and purpose to those strands. But you should also see Water soluble products. So products are important, but they can only work with the hair. So I'm gonna give you an example. I like to bake. My grandmother bakes, my dad bakes, it's a thing. And so I used to bake a lot more often before I started school. I was actually gonna try to do that to pay my way through school. It didn't have to go that way anyway. So I have bundt cakes, and I can put brownie mix in one bundt pan, and I can put 7-Up pound cake mix in the other pan. Now both of these are bundt pans, and so when I bake them, they're gonna take the shape of that bundt pan, right? The pans are my tools. What's inside isn't gonna change. So I'm gonna have brownie mix because that is what I had that's what I put in there. And I'm gonna have a 7-Up pound cake mix because that's what I put in there. So even though I use that specific tool to craft a specific thing, whatever I put in is what I'm going to get out. If you are using the best of the best products, but your hair is not in a hydrated condition, a moisturized condition, a healthy condition, that's not what it's going to look like, and that's not how it's going to behave, even more importantly. And so remembering that products are tools, they're going to help you get to where you want to go, but they're not going to change what your hair actually does. That's something that takes much more time and care and maintenance. You know, I realized that what this lady was saying to me is really common, that maybe she can just go buy what it is that she sees on my head off of a shelf. And if it's a wig, maybe, but it's not a product. And I don't want you to let anybody trick you into thinking that it is. It cannot create a curl. Products don't do that. Products hold the curls that you have. And so if you don't have curls because your hair is really dehydrated and frizzy, or maybe thermally rearranged, whatever the case may be, then you're gonna have to grow some more. And we'll talk about hair growth another time. It's actually genetic, but that's for another video.